Hello, everyone, once again, and welcome to Indiana University East Volleyball on the Red Wolves Sports Network. I'm Caleb Gillock, along with Morgan Gard. Morgan, we're here at home once again inside the Chuck Mosey Gymnasium for tonight's matchup between Indiana University Northwest and our IU East Red Wolves. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing just great. I'm ready for some volleyball.
Well, definitely excited to see the Red Wolves back at home after I had kind of a tough weekend over at Asbury University. The Red Wolves fell to Asbury University and the University of the Cumberlands at a tri-match on October 18th. The Red Wolves are 2-0, however, all-time against IU Northwest, who they'll be taking on tonight. The Redhawks here at home. IU Northwest is 3-28 this season. The Red Wolves are 14-11. So things looking, just by judging by records, things in favor tonight for the Red Wolves.
Yes, definitely.
Well, the Red Wolves are 16-5 against all other IU regional campuses. The Red Wolves have also won 7 in a row here at home. So even though they lost 2 over this past weekend to fall to 14-11, they're still above 500 and still on a 7-win streak here at home and looking to keep that going here tonight against the Redhawks. Morgan Dobbs matched her career high with 18 kills against Cumberlands on October 18th, and Katrina Detweiler also matched her career high with 15 digs against Cumberlands. Now let's take a look at IU Northwest. The Redhawks have lost their last 12 matches, including an 0-4 weekend at the Calumet College of St. Joseph Crimson Wave Invitational. Michelle Smith, a 6-foot freshman middle hitter, leads IU Northwest with 2.6 kills percent and a .176 hitting average for the Redhawks. So taking a look at some of the Red Wolves in the rankings, IU East is 20th in the NAIA with 2.23 blocks percent and 49th in the NAIA with 1.7 aces percent. Mallory Livingston's 25th in the NAIA with 3.6 kills percent, and Bailey Gates 34th in the NAIA with 1.06 blocks percent. So Morgan, taking a look at all these different stats and different players and records, what do you expect to see tonight between the Redhawks and the Red Wolves?
Both teams are really young. Northwest, they only have one senior, one sophomore, and one junior. So, comparatively, they are both really young teams, very small teams. I think tonight's going to be a great matchup for both teams and see how IU regional campuses compete against each other.
And also taking a look at the Northwest roster, really only like half of their roster is here tonight. So we talked about that a little bit before we started tonight. It looked like there are very few players for the Redhawks out on the floor. And when I went over to talk with the coaches about how to say some names and stuff, they're like, no, that one's not here. That one's not here either. So not sure what's going on there, if maybe there's just sickness or injuries going on.
They were plagued with injuries
and,
not too long ago.
The Red Wolves, of course, Madison Yoder has been sick this past week, and Morgan Dobbs is battling being injured right now. So as we get ready to go here inside the Chuck Mosey Gymnasium, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with more IU East Volleyball on the Red Wolves Sports Network. And welcome back to IU East Volleyball on the Red Wolves Sports Network. I'm Caleb Gillock along with Morgan Garn. Tonight, once again, Red Wolves back at home after a weekend in Kentucky at Wilmore, Kentucky, at Asbury University, where they took 2 losses against Asbury and the University of the Cumberlands. Tonight, they're here at home, however, inside the Chuck Mosey Gymnasium to take on IU Northwest, who has a record of 3-28 this season. Red Wolves are 14-11. Both teams out on the floor. And it looks like there are 7 players on the Northwest side and 7 in uniform on the Red Wolves side as well. So something that we've talked about a lot this season. A lot of the other teams having a lot more players than what IU East has. And tonight, fairly matched up by the time you have the Red Hawks libero and 1 player on the bench. And tonight, since Madison Yoder's been sick this past week, no libero on the IU East side of the court.
It'll be an interesting match tonight without Madison Yoder and Morgan Dobbs tonight. 2 really big key players.
It'll definitely make it interesting, but I think the Red Wolves will still be all right tonight here at home, and at least that's what we'd like to hope. The first play, however, is going to go out of bounds on the left side after the serve by the Red Wolves, and give the 1-0 lead to the Red Hawks. We'll try to make tonight's match as not confusing as possible. You've got IU Northwest and IU East and the Red Hawks and the Red Wolves. And there's a kill by the Red Wolves, ties it up at 1 here in the first set against IU Northwest. And back to serve for IU East, Caitlin Kelly. Here's the serve from Caitlin Kelly. And that's going to be out of bounds long, 2-1. Caitlin Kelly, a 5'10 freshman here at IU East. Detweiler with the kill, but it's going to be out of bounds here on the left side and tie it up at 2. And that brings up Michelle Smith back to serve. We talked about her a little bit. Michelle Smith is a 6-foot freshman middle hitter who leads Northwest with a 2.6 kills per set and a 176 hitting average for the Red Hawks.
She was actually injured not too long ago, so I'm surprised to see her out on the court tonight.
You have any idea what happened?
I read up a little about it. It didn't really explain what happened, but it was at a tournament.
And a point to Northwest off of a double hit makes it 4-2. As you get this late into the season, of course, injuries start to occur more often, and a kill by Livingston is going to be out of bounds and gives a 3-point lead to the Red Hawks, 5-2 here in the first set. But injuries definitely start to occur more often here later in the season as between, of course, working out for volleyball and school and homework takes quite the effect on each athlete. With sometimes I think just being a student broadcaster, the stress from homework and everything gets to you a lot, but let alone trying to work out all the time for your sport and practice and have games several times a week. And there's a kill by Livingston. Or not Livingston, excuse me. That was Detweiler.
Yes.
And makes it 6-3.
I can only imagine being a student athlete.
And speaking of Livingston, she's back to serve now. Definitely not up in the front row for that kill. There's Detweiler once again with Scarley on the dig for the Red Hawks. And that's going to make it 6-4. Red Hawks only up by 2. And here's the serve from Mallory Livingston. Lone junior on the IU East volleyball team. To Mississinawa Valley High School in Union City, Ohio. And that's going to be a point to the Red Hawks off of 2 hits, 7-4.
Something I noticed from IU East is that Logan Beeson and Maddie Murphy are in. That's something they haven't really seen a lot of the beginning of all the sets, so it's really nice to see their fresh faces in the game today.
Ball set by Caitlin Kelly. Detweiler trying to get the attack. There's Beeson that Morgan just mentioned to get the ball across the net for the Red Wolves. And there's Gates, and that's going to be inbounds. 7-5, Red Wolves down by 2. And speaking of Bailey Gates, she'll go back to serve now for IU East. Bailey Gates, a 5'10" middle outside hitter for the Red Wolves, who actually went to Winchester. 7-6 after the point goes to the Red Wolves, now only down by 1. Bailey's undecided on what her major will be here at IU. It's tied up at 7.
She's actually in my ethics class right now. She seems to enjoy it.
Well, I got a chance to talk to her and ask her what she was looking for here at IU East. She said just individual improvement and becoming closer with the team, expanding her knowledge as a student, and meeting new people and just seeing where life takes her while she's here at IU East. Red Wolves up 8-7.
Something I like to see is definitely, I don't want to say Wayne County because she's not from Wayne County, but she's very close to IU East, and it's great to see athletes coming from, like, I'm from the Tri-Eastern Conference, so it's great to see those athletes coming to IU East and continuing to play.
Red Wolves up 9-7. Here's the serve from Bailey Gates. And that's over to the Red Hawks. And that will go over to Smith. Back over, then Steinbrenner will hit the ball over for IU East. Steinbrenner gets it back over once again for the Red Wolves. Kelly sets it. Steinbrenner. Bailey Gates with the day. Here's the kill by Detweiler, but it's going to be out of bounds on the right side of the floor. 9-8. Red Wolves still up by 1. And Stephanie Jarich goes back to serve for the Red Hawks. Her serve will go low to Mallory Livingston in the back row, but up front will be the kill by the Red Wolves. 10-8. And I didn't really see it, but that looked like Steinbrenner with the kill. Is that right?
I couldn't tell you. I was looking.
I was looking in the back row, and
I was looking how tall everybody is on the Red Hawk side, and same thing I noticed, there's not a lot of height from them. Their tallest girl is 6 foot tall.
Logan Beeson with the attack for the Red Wolves. And that time looked like Alexis Carroll trying to have the attack for the Red Hawks, and it goes into the net. 11-8, Red Wolves up. And here's Katrina Detweiler with the serve. Went to Bloomington High School North. Actually went to South for a while as well. And that point will go to IU Northwest. Red Wolves lead 11-9.
That was a great point by IU Northwest. Definitely we're looking for that.
Haley Sachs will serve that time for the Red Hawks. But the point goes to the Red Wolves, 12-9. And Madison Mangus comes in to serve for IU East. Went to Cowan High School and also West Virginia State University last year. She's a sophomore here at IU East. 13-9. Over to the Red Hawks. There's Smith, and this is going to be out of bounds off the Red Wolves, 13-10. Still up by 3 as the possession will go to the Red Hawks. And that's going to put Haley Scully back to serve for IU Northwest. And almost blocked up front by LaShelle Smith, but the Red Hawks can't return it. Now the Red Wolves up by 4, 14-10 here in the first set if you're just joining us. Here's the serve from Morgan Steinbrenner, the 6-foot sophomore for the Red Wolves out of Rockford, Ohio, went to Parkway High School. And that point will go to the Red Hawks off the side out 14-11. And back for the Red Hawks to serve is Abby Stoltz, 5'3" freshman defensive specialist for the Red Hawks. But that point will be tipped out of bounds and go to the Red Wolves 15-11.
Something about Abby is she was named to the all-tournament team at the Crimson Wave tournament last week, and she has passed her 300 mark on digs as a freshman.
Quite the achievement for a freshman.
Oh, yes. Seems very impressive.
16-11, Red Wolves up by 5. Caitlin Kelly back up to serve once again for the Red Wolves. Up to Franklin Community High School. Smith tried to have the attack there for the Red Hawks. And that's going to fall on the IUE side of the net, a point to Northwest, 16-12.
That looked like a little bit of miscommunication over there.
I mentioned Caitlin Kelly serving for the Red Wolves that time. And the last game you and I did together, I kept getting her and Bailey Gates mixed up. And during the interviews for the player profiles that I have, turns out they're actually roommates. So they're next to each other on the roster, roommates, and get them mixed up all the time. So
I wonder if they get that a lot.
Actually, one of them said that they do.
I believe it.
They get mixed up a lot. One of their parents, I believe, actually said that sometimes it's hard to tell who's who on camera. So Red Wolves up by 5, 17-12. Now they're up 17-13 after that point goes to the Red Hawks. And looks like Madison Kessler goes back to serve for IU Northwest. And here's her serve. This one's going to go long out of bounds. A point to IU East, 18-13, up by 5. And speaking of Bailey Gates, she goes back to serve now for the Red Wolves. Set by Steinbrenner and Kelly. Over to the Red Hawks, into the bleachers by the student section, 19-13. So the Red Wolves up by 6. And Bailey Gates was back to serve for quite a while last time for the Red Wolves. Got quite a few of their points for them. And getting the ball across for the Red Wolves is Livingston. 20-13, up by 7 here in the first set. And it looks like IU Northwest is going to take a timeout as they trail by 7. Red Wolves lead 20-13. We'll be right back with more IU East Volleyball on the Red Wolves Sports Network.
This is Spirit of Queen weekend.
Hello, I'm Caleb Gillock, the host of Inside IU East Sports, a show where we talk with coaches, players, and other guests about what's happening with IU East athletics.
In the top 100 high school seniors.
Last year we were fortunate enough to do a variety of things on the track and then off to be able to be considered.
Make sure to join us on Friday nights at 8:30 p.m. on WETV Channel 20. And welcome back to IU East Volleyball on the Red Wolves Sports Network. I'm Caleb Gillock along with Morgan Guard. Red Wolves up by 7 at home inside the Tuck Mosey Gymnasium at Seton Catholic High School. 20-13 over the IU Northwest Red Hawks. Ball back in play here inside Seton Catholic High School. Nurse Smith with the attack. Saved by Gates. And kept alive by Detweiler. Kelly gets it across for the Red Wolves. And looks like they're going to call the 4 hits late. And that's 20-14.
That definitely was a little late.
So Red Wolves still up by 6. And back to serve now is Stephanie Jarek. Steinbrenner will get the kill after it goes off of number 3, Haley Saxa. And 21-14, IU East up by 7. Once again, the Northwest Redhawks 3-28 on the season. Red Wolves 14-11. And this one's going to go out of bounds off of Logan Beeson. 21-15. So IU East still up by 6 here in the first set. Saxa back to serve for the Redhawks. He's went to Hobart High School. And if I said that wrong, I'm sorry. It's either Hobart or Hobart. Not quite sure. So
I could not help you.
21-16. Red Wolves up by 5. And Saxa still back to serve for the Redhawks. Here's the serve. And Steinbrenner will get the kill for the Red Wolves, 22-16. And Madison Vegas back in to serve for IU East. She's out of Muncie, Indiana. Vegas is an elementary education major at IU East. 22-17. IU East up by 5. After that point goes to the Redhawks. And Haley Scully back to serve for the Redhawks. Kelly with the dig. Livingston with the attack, and that's going to go down as a kill. 23-17, up by 6. And back to serve now is Steinbrenner. There's the serve by Morgan. Over to Smith. And Gates with the kill. 24-17 brings up set point for the Red Wolves.
Something I noticed is Morgan Steinbrenner normally isn't back there serving. It's different to see her in the back.
Normally, I think when she's up to serve is when Madison Yoder comes back into the rotation. I believe normally. And between her being sick and Morgan Dobbs being out with an ankle injury right now, Morgan's getting a little more time to play tonight. So definitely a lot of action, but the point's going to go out of bounds and over to the Red Wolves. They'll take the first set 25-17. Morgan, I think in my opinion it was a little bit closer than I expected in the first set, but what were your thoughts on the first set?
It's always great to see two IU regional campuses get together and face off like this. Definitely really close, a lot closer than I thought as well. I thought this would be, pretty quick and easy, but the Redhawks seem to prevail in a way. It's great to see both teams, both very young teams. I'm really excited to see how this next set goes.
All right, Red Wolves lead the match 1-0 after winning the first set 25-17. We'll be right back with the second set of IU East Volleyball on the Red Wolves Sports Network.
This is where a busy mom can work toward a bachelor's degree from a top national university during softball practice. It's where a service member can continue his college studies from anywhere in the world, and where you'll benefit from one of the country's most effectively delivered online programs.
Woohoo!
So, if you've ever wondered if a college education is really worth it, this is where you'll see that it is. This is Indiana University East Online.
All right, go ahead, Kyle. And welcome back to IU East Volleyball on the Red Wolf Sports Network. IU East just took the 1-0 lead over IU Northwest with a score of 25-17 in the first set to lead the match 1-0 over the 3-28 Redhawks. Ball set by Kelly. Gates with the attack. This one's going to go out of bounds over toward the IU Northwest bench, and Red Wolves will jump out with the 1-0 lead here in set number 2. So a great start for the Red Wolves. Here's the serve from Caitlin Kelly over into the Northwest back row. Set by Saxa over the net for the Redhawks. There's Detweiler with the kill. 2-0 lead for IU East. The Red Wolves begin up by 2 and lead the match 1-0. And this one's going to go out of bounds off of Maddie Murphy, 2-1.
Something I noticed by both teams is that they both have a really great energy tonight. You know, both being small, not having a really big crowd like last home game. They both seem to be having fun out there and are still very energetic.
Here's Detweiler with another kill, 3-1. And back to serve now for IU East, Mallory Livingston. Returned by the Redhawks, set by Caitlin Kelly. There's Gates, and that's going to go just out of bounds, 3-2. Livingston sets the ball, and there's Detweiler. And Detweiler will get the block up front, 4-2.
Something definitely working in IU's advantage today is their height. They don't, Northwest doesn't have a lot of height on their team. Their tallest girl's 6 foot, unlike our team who has Katrina Detweiler at 6'2". So that's definitely helping us tonight.
Steinbrenner sets the ball to Kelly. Kelly sets to Steinbrenner. She'll get it over to Smith. And there's a point to the Red Wolves off of a double hit. 5-2. IU East and IU Northwest only one of 4 matches going on in the NAIA tonight. And in fact, one of the only 4 games showing up in the StatWare website. So nothing going on tonight but 4 volleyball matches in the NAIA. 6-2 lead now for the Red Wolves, up by 4. And back to serve Bailey Gates as the Red Wolves are up by 4. And that point to the Red Wolves as well, 7-2. And this is kind of how I expected the first set to begin out tonight. And,
Me
Red
too.
Wolves,
It's a little bit quick. This set is going a lot quicker.
There's Saxa. She'll get the kill for Northwest. 7-3. And back to serve for IU Northwest is number 2. That's Madison Kessler. And that point will go to the Redhawks off of an illegal lift. 7-4. There's the serve from Kessler. Sent by Kelly over to Steinbrenner, and that's going to be out of bounds long, 7-5. And it looks like I spoke a little too soon on how I expected the second set to start out. So.
Yeah, they're coming back.
Detweiler with the dig. Detweiler with the kill. 8-5. And speaking of Katrina Detweiler, she'll go back to serve. Tallest player on the IU East volleyball team stands at 6'2".
That's like a whole foot taller than me.
And a point to the Red Wolves, 9-5, and I believe that was off of 4 hits that time. Here's the serve from the 6'2 sophomore. Right side hitter for IU East. Kept alive by Scully for IU Northwest. And then there's Steinbrenner, and that's going to go out of bounds off of the Red Hawks. 10-5, IU East up by 5.
Something Northwest is really good at is keeping the ball alive. They can get some of the craziest hits, it looks like, tonight, and they still keep that ball in play.
Detweiler's serve will hit the top of the net as it goes across that time, up into the front row. And 11-5 lead now for the Red Wolves. And as the Red Hawks trail by 6, they're going to take a timeout. IU East leads 11-5. We'll be right back with more IU East Volleyball on the Red Wolves Sports Network.
Dylan Newman had a terrible dislocated shoulder after a bad dirt bike accident. The long-term solution, surgery and intense rehab.
I trusted Reed Orthopedics because they'd already fixed my ankle. And within 4 months of my surgery, Dr. Miller and my Reed therapist, April, helped me to regain my motion and most of my strength. Thanks to Reed Ortho, I can get back to what I love. It's all about trust. Right, Dr. Miller?
Right here at Reed.
Right here in Richmond.
And welcome back to IU East Volleyball on the Red Wolves Sports Network. IU East up by 6, 11-5 here in the second set. Back to serve, Katrina Detweiler. Here's her serve over to the Red Hawks, who are down by now 7 as they trail the Red Wolves 12-5 here in the second set and in the match, 1-0. And Katrina Detweiler's been back to serve for a while now for IU East. And that's going to be a point to the Red Wolves off of a double hit on the Red Hawk side of the net. 13-5, up by 8. Here's the serve from Katrina Detweiler. Over to Kessler. And into the net, makes it 14-5. So right now it looks like the Red Hawks are just kind of out of their rhythm.
It looks like it. They look a little distraught right now.
That's going out of bounds and will go off the wall behind the Red Hawk bench. Down by 10, 15-5. And here's another serve from Katrina Detweiler. This one will go off of the hands of Smith onto the floor and roll back under the net. 16-5. There's the serve from Katrina Detweiler. Over to Saxa. Back over the net by Beeson. Blocked by Steinbrenner. And Steinbrenner once again to give another point to the Red Wolves. 17-5, up by 12. And Northwest is going to take their second and final timeout of the second set as they trail by 12. IU East up 17-5. We're right back with more IU East Volleyball on the Red Wolves Sports Network.
I'm Dr. Ganesh Ramachandran, the region's only hand specialist at Reed Orthopedic Center. Patients love how easy it is having everything under one roof and how easy it is to get here. Right here at Reed Orthopedic Center, right here in Richmond.
And welcome back to IU East Volleyball on the Red Wolves Sports Network. I'm Caleb Gillock along with Morgan Gard. IU East up by 12, 17-5 here in the second set, and lead the match over the IU Northwest Redhawks. 1-0 here at home for IU East. Inside the Chuck Moser Gymnasium at Seton Catholic High School. There's Steinbrenner with the kill. And that increases the lead 18-5, up by 13.
Here's a little fun fact about IU Northwest. They only have 2 men's sports, and that is cross country and basketball, and only 3 women's sports. So their volleyball team is one of 3, along with basketball and cross country.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of weird when I first got here, and there's like no baseball and stuff. But some of these like branches of IU Bloomington are really just kind of starting out with their athletic programs and building up. I mean, look like at us this year. We just got women's basketball this year, and
we are actually the largest regional camp. Well, we have the largest athletic department of all the regional campuses.
Really?
Yeah, I found that was this year thanks to women's basketball.
20-5, Red Wolves up by 15. And Morgan, do you know by any chance who the second largest is, or who was the largest, or who we were tied with, whichever?
I don't know. I was just told that actually one day giving a tour.
Red Wolves up 21-5 after that point right there, up by 16. And IU East looking to continue to hold the Redhawks right here and lead the match 2-0 if they can get the win over Northwest, but there's a point to the Redhawks, 21-6. Red Wolves still lead by 15. Back to serve for the Redhawks, however, Stephanie Jarek. And here's the serve over to Livingston. Up into the front row, set by Kelly. There's Beasley. Into the back row for a kill. To the right of Livingston, makes it 21-7. Red Wolves still with the 14-point advantage. As Jarek back to serve once again for the Redhawks. And here's the serve. Steinbrenner gets it over the net easily for the Red Wolves. Almost a little communication back there. Communication issues between Kessler and Jarek, and that's a point to the Red Wolves, 22-7. Red Wolves up by 15 once again as Madison Mangus comes in to serve for IU East. And here's the serve for Mangus. Over to Smith. Set by Scully. Kept alive by Steinbrenner and Livingston with the attack. That's going to go out of bounds. 23-7. Now up by 16. And Mangus still back to serve for the Red Wolves. As IU East leads by 16, here's her serve. This one's going to come up short as a service error, 23-8.
That's the first service error of tonight, isn't it?
First or second? There's Livingston with another kill, and that one's going to be called just out of bounds on the right side, 23-9. Red Wolves still up by 14. And Saxo back to serve for the Redhawks. This will go over to Livingston with the dig. There's Steinbrenner with the attack. They tried to call her for a push. Some of the Northwest fans wanted to call for a push on the ball there, and it did kind of look like it. This one, however, is going to go out of bounds, 24-9.
There were a couple boos, I heard.
Set point for the Red Wolves, served by Steinbrenner. Blocked by Gates and Kelly. And that makes the second set score 25-9. Red Wolves lead the match 2-0. Morgan, what'd you think?
Another great set by the Red Wolves. Quick one, a lot quicker than the last one. Definitely have found their rhythm today on the court, and hopefully that translates into the next set. Redhawks definitely, as a young team, it's a lot to learn, and I think playing another young team like ours, it's a great learning experience for both teams. I think this whole year has almost been a learning experience for the Red Wolves, and maybe that's how it is for the Redhawks as well. Can't wait to see how next set goes, though.
All right, Red Wolves have the 2-0 lead in the match with scores of 25-17 and 25-9. We'll be right back with more Indiana University East Volleyball on the Red Wolves Sports Network. Hello, I'm Caleb Gillock, the host of Inside IUE Sports, a show where we talk with coaches, players, and other guests about what's happening with IUE's athletics.
In the top 100 high school seniors.
Last year we were fortunate enough to do a variety of things on the track and then off to be able to be considered.
Make sure to join us on Friday nights at 8:30 p.m. on WETV Channel 20. And welcome back to IU East Volleyball on the Red Wolves Sports Network. I'm Caleb Gillock along with Morgan Guard here at the Chuck Mosley Gymnasium inside of Seton Catholic High School. The IU East Red Wolves have a 2-0 lead over the IU Northwest Red Hawks. The scores of 25-17 and 25-9 here at home as IU East looks to pick up win number 15 here at home and have their at-home win streak increased to 8 from 7 as they're on a 7-game home winning streak right now.
Would be a great improvement for them.
And picking up from where the rotation left off, Steinbrenner will begin to serve. This one's going to go out of bounds on the right side and give a 1-0 lead to the Red Wolves right as we start the third set. Morgan Steinbrenner, a 6-foot sophomore, middle right side hitter from Parkway High School in Rockford, Ohio. He's the server for the Red Wolves as they lead 2-0. And here's another serve from Steinbrenner. Over into the back row to number 7, Abby Stoltz. And there's a point to Northwest after it hits the floor, 2-1. And some substitutions over there for the Red Wolves. Looks like Maddie Murphy back in for IU East as they have the 2-1 lead over the Red Hawks. This one back to Detweiler. There's Gates over to Stoltz as that goes out of bounds, 3-1. Caitlin Kelly back to serve for the Red Wolves, 5'10 freshman from Franklin Community High School. Plays setter for the Red Wolves. There's Detweiler, blocked up front by Saxa. And that one's going to go out of bounds on the left side, 4-1. So 3-point lead for the Red Wolves. This one goes back into the back row to Stoltz. Set by Scully. And that point goes to the Red Wolves off of 2 hits, 5-1.
This is definitely a quicker set than the first two.
Back into the back row to Stoltz once again. Set by Kelly. Here's Livingston with the kill off of number 11, Haley Scully. 6-1, a 5-point advantage for the Red Wolves. And Caitlin Kelly continues to serve for the Red Wolves. And here's the serve. Into the back row. Smith will hit it, and looked like Kessler kept it alive. There's Detweiler with another kill, 7-1. Red Wolves with the lead here in set number 3 and a 2-0 lead in the match. Here's the serve by Seton Kelly, and comes up. And actually, looked like it hit one of the parents up here. 8-1, Red Wolves up by 7. Northwest takes a timeout. We'll be right back with more IU East Volleyball on the Red Wolves Sports Network.
This is where a busy mom can work toward a bachelor's degree from a top national university during softball practice. It's where a service member can continue his college studies from anywhere in the world, and where you'll benefit from one of the country's most effectively delivered online programs.
Woohoo!
So, if you've ever wondered if a college education is really worth it, this is where you'll see that it is. This is Indiana University East Online.
And welcome back to IU East Volleyball on the Red Wolves Sports Network. IU East up by 7. And make that 8 now as it goes out of bounds on the right side, 9-1.
That was a quick 8.
Taylor Kelly still back to serve for the Red Wolves. Ball set by Scully, and that's going to be a point to the Red Hawks, 9-2. And back to serve now for the Red Hawks, Haley Saxa, 5'6" sophomore outside hitter. Set by Kelly, and Livingston comes up short, kind of grabbed her knee on the way down as well. So IU East still up by 6 in the third set, lead the match 2-0. And here's the serve from Saxa into the back row. It goes out of bounds, long, 10-3. And Valerie Livingston back to serve for IU East. Recently picked up her 1,000th kill. She had 1,000 in high school and another 1,000 here in college so far, and not even into her senior year yet. So hopefully she'll end up somewhere around 1,500, 2,000 by the time she graduates.
Tyler Feynman, also a basketball player here, had his 1,000th career win last season as a junior. So maybe it's that junior luck or something.
11-3 lead for the Red Wolves after that goes out of bounds, up by 8. Almost at 7. I did graduate high school.
You are not a mathematics major. We're
Nope.
good. Oh, it's 9. Up by 9.
Up by 9, so they changed it on us. And that makes it 13-3, now up by 10.
We're getting
And
there.
we're not able to go by the score graphic on our broadcast. We're going by the scoreboard. Sometimes it gets updated a little bit later than our score graphic does. So
Ooh.
a special thanks to Kyle Garner, our broadcast engineer over there, for being so quick on the score and helping us do some math tonight. 13-4 lead for the Red Wolves. After that, point goes to the Red Hawks. Up by 9. Here's the serve from Kessler. It's going to go as a side out, 14-4. Red Wolves with the 10-point advantage halfway through the third set. Bailey Gates back to serve for IU East. Here's the serve from Gates. And that point goes to the Red Hawks after the serve goes long, 14-5. And Stephanie Jarek back to serve now for the Red Hawks. Steinbrenner gets the ball back across for the Red Wolves. Beeson kept alive by Livingston in the back row. Smith will keep it alive for the Red Hawks. Steinbrenner with the kill, 15-5.
A little IU Northwest fun fact, their homecoming is actually next week. And in 3 weeks, IU East's homecoming is next week. That's a little hard to say, IU East's.
IU East's.
A lot of S's. But their homecoming is in 3 weeks.
Homecoming parade will be November 10th at 6:30. That's the one date of homecoming I know.
I know that Tuesday is the men's and women's first home basketball game. It's a doubleheader, and that will start at
6 and 8 o'clock. The men will start at 6 against Wilberforce, and women at 8 o'clock against Wilberforce as well.
And then Thursday's the talent show. So if you have a talent and would like to show it off, we totally suggest doing that. I am not talented by any means.
Broadcasting count?
Maybe. You
Okay.
probably could get away with that.
All right. 16-5 lead for the Red Wolves. There's Beeson with a kill. Logan Beeson, a 5'10 freshman from Avon High School, actually got to take part in back-to-back state championships at Avon High School. Looking forward to just finding her way through life and what career's meant for her. And really just to move forward in life is what Logan says she's looking forward to here at IU East. 18-5 lead now for the Red Wolves. Detweiler goes back to serve. That'll go over to Saxa, out of bounds on the left side behind the official, 19-5. And there's a serve by Detweiler. And kept alive by Livingston. Beeson will get it back across for the Red Wolves. Steinbrenner gets it across. Saxa returns it for the Red Hawks. Steinbrenner with the kill, 20-5.
Something Coach Diane White is pretty excited about. They got a new recruit for next year, and she's actually been waiting 2 years for this girl. Her name is Amanda Colvin, and she's from, I'm going to say, Hammond Morton High School. She's 5'10", outside hitter, and they expect her to be a great asset to the team.
All right, sounds good for the
for the Red Hawks. It's always exciting.
21-5.
2 years is a long time to wait for someone, too.
There's a point to the Red Hawks, 21-6. Yeah, that's kind of like the Bowles girl from, I forget exactly where she went before. Now she's going to LaPel. Verbally committed to IU Bloomington as an 8th grader.
Oh,
last
wow.
year. So,
wow.
22-6. Supposedly.
Okay.
She's verbally committed to play
volleyball?
Women's basketball.
Oh, wow.
At IU Bloomington as an 8th grader. I believe she went to Frankton, and now she's at LaPel. I was doing PA announcing at Knightstown High School one night. Their statistician for football said that we were just happening to talk about this girl halftime, and their statistician mentioned that she moved to LaPel, and I'm not quite sure, but I believe she is a relative, not quite sure how, to Mackenzie Bowles off the women's basketball team here at IU East.
Oh, well, that's really cool.
So Mackenzie actually went to LaPel. So
maybe that's
I believe
it.
they're probably cousins, if I had to guess. 23-7, 2 points away for the Red Wolves. Steinbrenner still back serving for IU East.
The only thing I know about LaPel is that their marching band does the Funky Chicken every year at State Fair Band Day.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty funny to watch them. They do the Funky Chicken, and then one year they actually did the Stanky Leg walking on. I was fairly impressed.
All right, here's match point. Morgan Steinbrenner serves. Over to Smith. Steinbrenner will keep it alive for IU East. Here's Livingston, blocked up front by, looks like Kessler. Livingston gets it back across for the Red Wolves. That's going to go right in front of Caitlin Kelly. Point goes to the Red Wolves, 25-7. And Red Wolves are going to take the 3-0 win in tonight's match over the Red Hawks. Morgan, what did you think about tonight's matchup?
What a great matchup. matchup. It's always nice to see IU regional campuses meet like this and to compete as both very young teams. It's a great learning experience as well. In my opinion, it's awesome to see the regional campuses, to see how Indiana is in different parts of the state. Tonight, obviously, IU East prevailed. Great game between all the girls, between the injuries and the sicknesses. I think both teams definitely did a great job tonight, came out and played their hardest, and I can't wait to see what Friday holds for them. Friday.
Yes, the Red Wolves back at home on Friday. That's against Michigan Dearborn at 7 p.m. But the Red Wolves take a 3-0 win tonight over IU Northwest. 3-0 with scores 25-17, 25-9, and 25-7. We'll be right back with the postgame show here on IU East Volleyball on the Red Wolves Sports Network.
Dylan Newman had a terrible dislocated shoulder after a bad dirt bike accident. The long-term solution, surgery and intense rehab.
I trusted Reed Orthopedics because they had already fixed my ankle. And within 4 months of my surgery, Dr. Miller and my Reed therapist, April, helped me to regain my motion and most of my strength. Thanks to Reed Ortho, I can get back to what I love. It's all about trust. Right, Dr. Miller?
Right here at Reed.
Right here in Richmond.
I think we're feeling really good. This weekend, I think, was really good to keep us grounded. After having that many wins in a row, I think we were kind of getting, not complacent, but just realizing that we needed to go back to our work ethic and that we needed to work hard for every win. So I think it was good for us going into conference knowing how much work we're going to have to put in.
All right, well, of course, you're back here at home Friday night at 7 p.m. against Michigan Dearborn. What do you know about them? Anything?
Not really. We played them last year at our opening tournament. So other than that, just playing them, not too much. I don't think we're too worried right now. I think we're just, again, going in and looking to try some new things, run, new plays.
All right, well, thank you and congratulations on another great win. IU East now 15-11 on the regular season after tonight's 3-0 victory over IU Northwest with scores of 25-17, 25-9, and 25-7. Of course, the Red Wolves back in action here at home on Friday at 7 p.m. against Michigan Dearborn. Then on Sunday, they'll travel to Alice Lloyd and play Pikeville at 2 p.m. and also Alice Lloyd later that afternoon. That's all at Alice Lloyd College on Sunday beginning at 2 p.m. So the Red Wolves now 15-11 on the season. after tonight's 3-0 victory with scores of 25-17, 25-9, and 25-7. Special thanks to Colin Garner, our broadcast engineer tonight, and Morgan Guard for commentary. I'm Caleb Gillock, the voice of your IU East Red Wolves. We'll see you Friday night here on the Red Wolves Sports Network as the volleyball team takes on Michigan Dearborn at 7 p.m. I'm Caleb Gillock, the voice of your IU East Red Wolves. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.